What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another stream. What actually feels like the first deadline stream we've done in what feels like quite a while. So thank you all for joining. I know there are a lot of people streaming at this time, so I do appreciate you all joining here. That lighting is not good. How am I going to sort that? That window open behind me is not great. I will shut that blind in just a minute, but I hope you're all well. We have a few decisions to make on my team. A couple of things I'm not quite sure on. A little bit of Ronaldo news I'm potentially waiting on as well. So anything like that we will get into, but let's say hello to all of you while I just shut that blind. Say hello, and we will do the usual little bits of shout out at the beginning. There we go, that looks a little bit better. Cool, so who have we got in? A lot of you already. Varun, Niam, Coralcology, Joe, Moante, Scott, Andres, Idris, Joshua, Mark, Luke, Ashtosh, GM, Carol, Sithy, Saga, Yes, Greg, FPL Genius, it's Benji, 018, Stellus, Milo, Jack, J, Fred, how are we doing? Jordan, Tyrone. Someone messaged me on Twitter yesterday and said that their most enjoyable part of the stream is listening to me try and pronounce all of everyone's names because I make such a mess of it every time. Dan, Ilasami, Ragav, how are we all doing? Yeah. Simply FPL, how are we all? So, of course, yeah, let me get my team up rather than just showing you my Twitter. Syed. So basically, for the first part of the stream, I'm going to be deciding on, of course, while answering your questions, I'm going to be deciding on whether I want to go for Ferran Torres or Ismail Assar as my downgrade if I think Ronaldo's going to start. Then for the second half of the stream, it will be waiting and seeing if we get any news on Cristiano Ronaldo and whether he's going to play today, which there is a little bit of talk about whether we will from one of the accounts who seems to get early information. So I will be waiting on that to see if we get any news on Ronaldo starting. If Ronaldo's starting, of course, I'll make those moves. If Ronaldo's on the bench, I will do a straight swap of Ings to Calvert-Lewin. If I don't get any news, I think I'm going to presume that Ronaldo's going to start. Because it's a 3-week pick anyway. So I think I'll make that move. So yeah, that's the plan for today. But let's get in and answer a few of your questions. Your rank fell. The ranks change a lot during the early game week, so actually only falling 30k for one in one game week is not that much at this time of the season. Ings and Bruno out for Calvert-Lewin and Jota. Absolutely, I would do that. Yeah. Jota's a great pick if you can get him in this week. -8, Bruno, Simicaz, Ings out, Liver, Jota, Ronaldo in. I don't particularly love that because it depends when you're going to wildcard with those moves. So I would want to wait and see a little bit on when you're going to wildcard. If you're going to keep Jota for sort of 5+ weeks, then I think it's worth it. But until then, I'm not 100% sure. If I can go Dyer or Tanganga, so I wouldn't go with Tanganga. I think there's a bit of worry about whether he's going to keep his place because they've signed that new right back. So I think there's a chance that it is Tanganga loses his place. So yeah, is a Richarlison a good option unless I transfer Ronaldo? I don't love Richarlison. I'd rather go Jimenez over Richarlison, I think. Yeah, so the plan is, first of all, I'm going to decide on Ferran Torres of Manchester City or Ismail Assar at Watford, who I would get as my Fernandes replacement. I'm pretty set on Ismail Assar, I think. and I'm not sure I want to change that decision this morning. And then I'm just going to be waiting on if we get any news on Ronaldo, if he's going to start or not. If we get news that he's not going to start, I will change my plan and just do Ings to Calvert-Lewin. Ings to Calvert-Lewin or Ings Fernandes to CR7 Torres. Well, that's what I'm waiting on the news on. So I don't want to answer that question until I've got the news. What are my thoughts on Marçal? I think he's a good option. I think he'll continue to get minutes on the left-hand side for Wolves. I don't see that changing particularly. He had to take a -4 because of Son. Ings, Bruno, Son, Ronaldo, Jota, Rafinha. Really nice moves, Fred. You can't complain at them. I know Rafinha in this week. I'm actually planning on benching Rafinha. So if I go and get Sarr in, it will be for a Watford attacking double up, which I don't love, but I don't hate for their run of fixtures. Game week 4 is their hardest fixture of the next 3 for sure. Wolves at home is definitely more difficult, but I still think, would I back Dennis at home to Wolves against over Rafinha at home to Liverpool? Like, with Liverpool having Fabinho available, with Liverpool having Alisson back in goal, would you guys start, let me know in the comments, would you guys start Dennis or would you start Rafinha this week? Who would you be starting if it was out of the two of them? Who will I captain as Ronaldo is not in my team. I'd probably be on Salah. But if we get news that Ronaldo isn't going to start, I could be swayed to going Fernandes as well. So at the moment, it'll be on Salah, I think. Sarr or Traore. So I would be on Sarr for me this morning. Yeah, Sarr for me is the better pick of the two. He's on penalties. He's probably the main attacking threat. Let me do it as a poll. Maybe that would make more sense now that we actually have. It's pretty split. Cool. I will continue to have just a check on any of this news. Anything that we hear, we will continue to wait. Cool. Let me just hide that so I can see all the questions. If I'm getting Sarr, I think start Rafinha. As do you really want a Watford double up? Well, I know I'd want to start Sarr, of course. And then it's still, I need to be making the decision. That shouldn't really come into my thinking. I know it does, but I'm not sure it should. Yeah, I know the stream delay has been quite high recently, but I'm not sure what I can do about that. Gamioli, Torres or Sarr. So I haven't quite made my mind up on it. I think that I'm going for Ferran Torres. Thank you very much for the super chat. I do think that I'm going with Ferran Torres though. No, with Ismaila Sarr. I think that's where I'm at. If we look at Fantasy Football Hub's predicted, if we look at their like Watford stats, like there's no one in that team that's really scoring goals that isn't Dennis or Sarr. Potentially Kuko Hernandez, but it's pretty much those two. There should be voice now. Should be able to hear me. And if we have a look at predicted points on Fantasy Football Hub for these cheap midfielders, if I go 7.4, Saka comes out on top for the next 3. But I don't really fancy Saka. Sarr comes out at 13.5, above Torres, above Gray. And I get to save $1 million by going Sarr. And if we look on the same on Fantasy Football Hub, then it's sort of the same. Just while I'm doing this, guys, if we could like the stream, if we can try and get 100 likes to start the stream off, that'd be great. And then I can get back to answering all your questions. Maximum price 7.5. Midfielders for the next... How do I change? Yeah, for the next 3 weeks, which is until I wildcard. Sarr comes out on top, like considerably first. That's 2 attacking returns in 3 games, which I think is quite reasonable for him. So I think Sarr is the one I'll go with. I'll save $1 million, and then I've got $1 million to play with. Whereas if I go with him, it leaves me like $1.5 million in the bank, which makes me very flexible in terms of what I want my next moves to do. Like I could go Ayling up to a Man City defender, for example, or Benrahma up to Jota, for example. But I can't get him because of Simicast. But something like that. You're currently top 100 in my mini league. Congratulations, you've taken a hit. Wilson to DCL, yeah, that's a good move. And plan to use my wild card. Yeah, that's a similar transfer plan to me in terms of the wild card. So yeah, let me just end that poll. How many likes did we hit? 66. Not quite. Oh well. Cool. Would I captain Ronaldo if I brought him in? Yes. If I bring him in and know he starts, then yes. If I bring him in and I'm unsure whether he starts, I still think probably yes. Although I'm not quite as confident with that answer, as you can probably hear. When am I going to make my transfers? Anything until I get news on Ronaldo. It could be 1 minute before the deadline. So, why am I not using my wild card? Because I don't need to. Sarr or Greenwood in midfield, DCL or Jimenez. I think Greenwood's a better option than Sarr. Arteni, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome. Miles as well, I've missed yours. Appreciate it. How long will Son be injured for? We don't actually know, but I don't think he'll be playing this week, and their next couple of fixtures are not great, so I'd probably sell him if I had him. -8 for Jota, Ronaldo, Marçal, or a -4 for Ronaldo, Sarr. Depends if you're going to be playing Marçal, and it depends when you're going to be wildcarding, Luke. If you're wildcarding game week 6 or 7 or 8, then I probably would just take the -4. Sarr or Rafinha for the next 3. That's quite tough because I'm banking on Newcastle away, West Ham at home. I think they'll come out pretty even because of the fixture this week, if I'm honest. What are my best defenders for the next 4 game weeks? So let's have a look at Fantasy Football Hub's fixture ticker. My best defences for the next 4. Wolves come out on top. Watford, United have the best fixtures. Arsenal, Everton. If we look at actual predicted results though, City, Chelsea, Liverpool still top. Wolves do come out on top, so I'd probably own a Wolves defender. Brighton are quite high up there as well. Tierney is the best pick for Arsenal. Yeah, if you're going for an Arsenal defender, I would go for Tierney. I've got White because I had him for game week 1, but I'd probably go Tierney. Is Wolves player worth -4? Probably. It depends who you're selling. But now that those Brazilians are available, I don't see it's probably worth a -4 for just a straight swap for this week. Why do I keep saying if I hear news on Ronaldo starting? So there is an account on Twitter. Let me pull it up. Let me hide my display and just get it up. Let me find it for you, and I'll show you why I think I'm going to get news. It's just an account on Twitter, so... Cool, here we go. So this account often has early team news, like a long way in advance, and... he says somewhere yesterday, he said basically that he's likely to get news before here. It's in this one. This is not confirmation that he starts tomorrow. I will confirm either way. Will you know before 11 a.m. tomorrow? Probably. So I'm going to wait and see if he says anything because he's normally pretty good. He's normally pretty reliable. So I'll be waiting and seeing if we hear anything from him before I make my transfers. Sarr or Traore if I have a wild card. I'd be going Sarr for the short term. His next 4 fixtures are very good. Those next 4 are very nice, and then you could potentially move them on. If you know you're not going to want to make a transfer then because it's the Chelsea fixture swing, then potentially look at Traore. But I think I'd go Sarr for the short term. Saka or Torres for the long term. I don't love Saka, to be honest, so I'd probably go Torres. Bruno or Lukaku for the next 3. I mean, probably that's quite tough. Bruno has much nicer fixtures, but is his goal involvement going to go down? Did you see the quotes? Again, let me find this while I flick around my Twitter. Last night from Ole on the penalty situation. Let me pull this up for you. So here, Solskjaer had a chat with the pair of them about who's going to take penalties. So I've had a chat with the 2 of them, and they know my position on it. They know that I decide who's going to shoot the penalty if we get one. That's not going to cause any issue. We're here to win together. It's not about my numbers or your numbers. It's about as a team, and the decision is going to be mine. We've got 2 players that I trust with my life to put a penalty away, and that's a great position to be in. I currently think that means Bruno's going to keep them. I don't know why I think that, but I just think he's saying it because maybe it's all smoke and mirrors, but I think he's saying it because Ronaldo's not just going to walk in and, instantly be on penalties. Should you keep Harvey Barnes? I probably wouldn't. No, I know their fixtures after City are okay, but I wouldn't be keeping Harvey Barnes right now. But you suggested Saka as a differential, right? The best Arsenal mid. So I think Saka is a potential option for you, but I think I would go for the long term. I'd go Torres. If you want a differential for this week or the next couple of weeks, Saka can do it because they have a nice couple of fixtures. But I don't think we've seen enough from Arsenal to want to pick one of their players long term yet. It's where I'm at with them. Bruno and Ings out. Lukaku and Gray in. What do I think? That's a lot of money you're saving doing those transfers. Can you not go for a better midfielder than Gray? So I'd probably keep Bruno. Especially that you own him. Yeah, so, Rafinha is available for selection. So Brazilians have been cleared and are all available to be picked. But whether they actually start, I don't know. But they are available for selection. Semedo or Tierney for the next 4 game weeks. Again, I'd probably go Semedo. Wolves' defensive numbers have been really good. I'm pretty pleased with how they've looked defensively. So, yeah, I'd probably go with him. Best Ings replacement till game week 8. Let's have a look at the fixtures. Until game week 8, including them. Probably Calvert-Lewin or Jimenez, but Calvert-Lewin. What time is it in the UK? So we have 45 minutes until the deadline. already fake accounts trying to post Ronaldo updates. Brilliant. Sarr and Traore or Jota and Sissoko? Well, it depends. If you have to play them both every week, then Sarr and Traore. But if you have someone that you could play instead of Sissoko, then Jota is a better pick. Dennis, thank you for subscribing. Welcome. Saiz versus Semedo. Semedo, for sure. He's my number 1 Wolves defensive pick. No, it closes at 11. Hour and a half before the deadline now. Hour and a half before the deadline now. Sarr is on penalties. Wolves are good in defence. I can only vote once. But why would I not start Rafinha? Because Wolves are good in defence, but Liverpool are good in defence. So, let me have a look at the stats on it. But Liverpool are better defensively than Wolves are this season. So, like, Andres, welcome. Don't actually have that on, so I can... It's a bit of glare there. Cool. Defensively, Liverpool have a better ranked defence than Wolves do. So although he's a good option, Rafinha, I just think I'll start Dennis. Is Adama a good pick? Yeah, I would definitely be going Sarr over Adama, in my opinion. But Adama for the longer run is probably slightly better. But the short term until a wild card, I think Sarr is a better pick. He's predicted to be the highest scorer out of all those mids on all the platforms. Like Traore ranks at 10.8 points over the next 3. Sarr's at 13.8 and he's first. Just 2 really nice fixtures in game week 4 and 6, and a home fixture in 5 and 6, and a home fixture in game week 4. Yeah. Well, that's the first half of the stream that I said. So for anyone new joining who's interested in what I'm doing with my team, it will be Fernandes and Ings out in order to get Ronaldo and Ismaila Sarr in. And then if I hear Ronaldo's not going to play, then it will just be Ings to Calvert-Lewin. And then I'll probably go and get Sarr in next week instead. How long will Torres start for? I don't know. I don't see him starting all of the next 3 Premier League games, but if he does start, he's a really good option. He's a high upside player, but also a high downside player. There's a lot of risk-reward with him. I feel like Sarr is slightly safer for me. Callum Wilson is available for next game. We don't know that. We don't know when Callum Wilson will be back. Thank you guys for 100 likes. Appreciate it. Thank you all for joining. Morning, afternoon, Nuclear. You're on a wild card. Should I do Sarr to a 4.5 mid and Williams to Alonso? No, because I don't think Alonso will play consistently for Chelsea. You think in a few weeks' time we're talking about El Yunusi? I do agree. So he's in my predicted lineup, and I remember seeing it on Twitter and thinking, oh, okay, like if he's going to get continued minutes, he could be a really nice option for us. Ings as a third striker or Mings as a fourth centre-back? Who would I start, Ings or Mings? Ings. Yeah, still good morning here. How long am I leaving it before making my changes? So I'm waiting until 1 minute before the deadline in case I hear something on Ronaldo. 5 minutes before the deadline. If I hear something right now that Ronaldo's starting, I'll make my transfers. Or the vice versa, but Simicast replacements, the ones that I'd probably be going with are Duffy or Livramento. If you don't have that much money, if you've only got Simicast type money, Duffy of Brighton or Livramento of Southampton would be the 2 that I'd look at. Wildcard Lukaku or CR7 just for this week. Again, at the moment I'd say Cristiano if we know, but if we get news that he's not going to start, then I'd go Lukaku. Jota, Ronaldo, Marcel, and Trincao for Barnes, Bruno. Yeah, but that's like a -8, -12 territory. But I like those transfers. Will Ronaldo's price rise next week? Probably. Probably, yeah. Benrahma or Sarr for the next game weeks? With Europa League starting for West Ham, I think it's a bit of a risk. I don't know. I quite like... Got something stuck. Sorry about that. Is Duffy or Marcel better for the long term? Marcel for sure. Shouldn't we just go all out for Ronaldo since the scenario can't be more perfect than this? Yeah, but I'm just waiting to see if he starts or not. What's my transfer if CR7 doesn't start? Ings to Calvert-Lewin. Just one transfer. Why am I playing Dennis over Rafinha? Because I think Dennis has a good chance of scoring. He was great at home in game week 1. I don't know what the predicted points on them are. Let me search them for this week. Don't know if it'll be updated. 3.3. 3.4 on that one. And here, 1.6. 2.1. Like, it is slightly higher predicted points for Dennis this week, but you sold Salah for Jota. Should you get him back? I mean, Jota's a good pick. I wouldn't go selling Salah. I wouldn't go selling Jota, but I would want Salah. Rafinha or Ferran Torres. This week, probably Ferran Torres, but long term, I'd probably go Rafinha. Saved a bit of money. Is Salah captain, Ronaldo vice captain a good idea? The only reason I'm not captaining Ronaldo is just in case he doesn't start. This is the thing. If we don't get news that Ronaldo starts, are we still going to captain him? I still think he's a good option to go with. I do like it as a captaincy option on Salah. I think he's a really good pick this week. But I would still go on... sorry, let me... Sorry, Salah or Ronaldo. Yeah, I would captain Ronaldo if we don't get any news, I think. Sarr or Traore to transfer in this week. Sarr, I feel like I need to have a little box on the side of my stream where I can put, like, answered questions. So, like, Sarr versus Traore, and I could just put it there. I can start typing them out when they get asked a lot. So, Sissoko or Allen as a fourth midfielder or Duffy as a fourth defender. As your 11th starter, that's not ideal, if I'm honest. I would probably play Duffy before I played any of those midfielders, though. So this is not my final team. I'm waiting on Ronaldo news. If I don't get any news, then I'm going to get Ronaldo in. If we hear Ronaldo's not starting, I won't get him in. So Ings to Giles, it's no problem at all. But I do think it would... But there's a lot of those questions. So I feel like, I don't know how I would do it, but would it be a good idea? Oh, if I like moved this screen here, it's not much gap, but I could edit it so that we've got space and I could start like, I could just type up those questions. I might have a play around and see if it's something we can do, because it's something we get a lot, and I think it would be helpful for you all. You can, yeah. So my two transfers will be Fernandez to Sarr and Ings to Ronaldo. If we don't hear Ronaldo's not starting, but if we do hear that, then I will do Ings to Calvert-Lewin. I will captain Ronaldo if I get him, yeah. Saar or Benrahma? I would, if I'm buying one now, I'd probably go Saar. This week I'd want Benrahma, but from next week I'd probably want Saar. So if you do one this week and then make the transfer sideways, go for it. But crop out the jersey image. Yeah, but the only issue if I do that is when I change tabs. This one you can crop out a bit, but like here, the amount I can crop out is much less. So it's the only issue. Like I can only crop out this much here. I can crop out a bit on the other side. I could crop out a bit on either side. But then I couldn't really crop out the left-hand side on this page, you see. So it's a bit difficult. Has there been Ronaldo news that he's starting? There's nothing yet. Nope. Nothing. No news yet. As a Chelsea fan, would I go for Rudiger or Christensen? I'd probably go Christensen if I was going for a defensive double up, or Rudiger if I was just going to go and get one. Yeah, so it depends if you're going to get a second option on it, but I don't believe anything that I see from anyone that isn't that account. People are just wanting a little bit of yeah. We'll move the tab more to the right side to hide the jersey bit. That's true. Because my screen is split. Like it has the streaming stuff there. So I could just drag this so everything fits. I've actually got something like stuck in my throat this morning. So I could do that. And then hopefully that cleared it. That's what I might do. Yeah, I've got all unit football. What did he tweet? He's tweeted 5 minutes. Well, then in 5 minutes we can potentially make the transfers. Then we can potentially make those transfers in 5 minutes, guys. So that's what has been said. He said that he's not 100%, but let's wait and see. We'll wait and see how it's worded before I start believing him. But yeah, if you get Ronaldo, what midfield am I getting? Saar of Watford, I think. They have a really nice next couple of games. Cool. Whose tweets am I watching? So I just tweeted out about them. That's who I'm watching. I'm waiting on. It's called Unit Football. Tends to be pretty good. So let's wait and see what he says. Calvert-Lewin or Jota? That's a good question, actually. I'd probably go with Jota out of the two of them. Just while I'm scrolling on my phone, can we please like that stream? There are, wow, 250 of you in here. Just check that. 125 likes. Thank you all. Yeah, what I might do is like cut it slightly more, because then you can still see my team. And then and then I can stick like questions down the side. Yeah, that's what I might do. Cool. Cool. Best replacement for Son. Mount looks a good differential. Jota, Greenwood, Sarr are probably my top three. They're probably my top three. Can get DCL in for Ings and Torres in for Greenwood. DCL in for Ings and Torres in for Greenwood. Why would you sell? I wouldn't be selling Greenwood. I wouldn't be making those transfers. Let's wait and see. He's not being confirmed. He hasn't tweeted. Let's wait and see. No, it hasn't been confirmed. 500 KDB Son is out. Don't know what that means. Ronaldo is starting, just seen announced. No, it isn't announced. Who's announced it? Because it's not this person, and I'm not believing anyone apart from this guy. So, beer insights, but they've confirmed that he's also on penalties. Like, he doesn't have a clue. There's no way, if it to be a reliable source, that he's also knows that Ronaldo's on penalties. Like, he may get it right, but the fact that he's tweeted that he's also on penalties makes it completely unbelievable. Best 4-point mil defender. If you can get Livramento for 4.1, that's who I'd go with. But I would then go with... is Beer Insights a source of... Why has he tweeted he's on penalties then? Well, I'm going to wait until that account tweets because... Well, he's tweeted that he's starting. Oh, so he does... Interesting. Well. He says that he's starting, so... Cool. Right, well. We can head over here, can't we? Oh, sorry. Let's make transfers then. Cool. Well, it seems like he's going to start, so... yeah. Yeah, we're going to tweet now. Why do I keep typing Sue? Did anyone rise overnight? I'm not 100% sure, actually. There will have been a few, but not 100% sure on it. Nabin, thank you for subscribing. Welcome. So yeah, it is transfer time. So I think this is what we're going to go with. Fernandez to Sarr, Ings to Ronaldo as the two transfers. Is the plan, I think. We'll just save it a minute, but I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to go with. Ronaldo will be coming in. It's just whether I want Sarr as that replacement. But, you know, we got 2 bonus in a 3-2 win. Like, this is why I think Sarr's a good option, is those bonus points. Oh, Well, I don't quite know what's happened. It's those bonus points that I think he can get. Like, how is he racking up 2 bonus points when he got 1 attacking return in a 3-2 win? Like, that's really good that he got it that game. So, if we look at bonus points, like base bonus points for him, like excluding attacking returns for the Watford guys, I'm pretty sure he comes out on top. So, who will I pick as my captain? Ronaldo. Kevin, welcome. Thank you for joining. Now that I've got the news, it makes life a lot easier. Chaël, welcome. So if I put Watford in here, Dennis got a lot for game week 1, but Sar's had by far the most bonus points outside of them. I think that's where I'm going. So I think Calvert-Lewin will be fine. I wouldn't captain Ronaldo. I wouldn't triple captain him, sorry. I will captain him, yeah. Jota for a -4 with Tsimikas out. Now, not worth it. How Hung, welcome. Thank you. Oh, we are 2 likes away from 150. Go on. Before I make my transfers. Once we hit 200 likes, I'll make my transfers. How's that? How's that sound? Is Ronaldo starting? Well, it sounds like it. Why am I not going for Mount? Because the next couple of fixtures are really hard for him. Well, he has Spurs away, City at home. I just think there's much more potential for someone like Sarr to get me points. Start Duffy or White. I will be starting... I'd start White. Home to Norwich. Home to Norwich. Oh, those likes are going up. You guys want to see me do my transfers. Make me decide on which midfielder to go with. We just need 15 more. And we're over 300 views as well. Happy Saturday morning, everyone. Cool. Jota or Gray for Bruno replacement. If you can go Jota, go Jota. He's by far the best pick. I can't get him because I've got Tsimikas. So... how will I line up? We'll do it in all a minute. All will be revealed in just a minute. Once we hit 200. There we go. Right, let's go and do this. Sar's the one coming in for me. Had a couple of quiet games at home this week. And of course, Cristiano Ronaldo. There we go. Quickest 50 likes we've ever had. What was the Twitter source that has Ronaldo starting? It's called Unit Football. So that's what I'm going with. Cool. Oscar, welcome. Thank you for joining. If I didn't have Greenwood, would I pick him over Sarr? Yes, I would. My ranking of those midfielders goes Jota first, Greenwood second, then probably Sarr third, because that's what I'm going with. 2 weeks in the making for this. It's true. 2 weeks it took, and it's come down to the 20 minutes before the deadline. So... I still think, there's a chance it's wrong, but it's a little bit that I needed. So, and Ronaldo, yep, confirm. Give the big man the armband. There we go. Cool. Well, start Rafinha or Dyer. I still think Palace at home might score. I'd always favour the attacker, so I'd probably start Rafinha out of the two of them. Do we know Sarr is on pens? I think we're about 95% sure Sarr will be on pens. Sarr and DCL or Greenwood and Jimenez. Sarr and Calvert-Lewin probably. Welcome to the Big Ron Club. Yep, he's in. What's my phone? Late addition to the game. Zanka, cheap defender. All right. Marçal or Cody? I'd probably go Marçal. I think he's going to keep playing on that left-hand side. He's played well. Dennis or Luca Dean this week? I'd probably play Dean. Cody or Tanganga? Cody, because there's a chance Tanganga doesn't keep his place. Semedo or Marçal? I'd go Semedo. Because there is a chance that Marçal doesn't keep his place. So I'd go Semedo. Locked in transfers. Transfers have been made. I'll post it on the community section so people joining late can see. Torres or Greenwood? I'd go Greenwood out of the two of them. Ings to Ronaldo. Cool. Does that new right back for Arsenal have a chance of playing? Honestly, let me have a look at what I predicted lineup said about him. Let's have a look. I think we had him starting. I do think he's got a good chance of starting now. Really trusting Watford against Wolves. It's more for the next game, couple of games, but I do think there's a good chance that they score today, and then will they be involved? Yeah, quite possibly. So yeah, we have him predicted to start. Cool. So, sorry, I'm just putting it on all sort of socials so people. Jota and Jimenez or DCL and Benrahma? Probably Jota. I think Jota can go crazy over the next couple, so he'd be the number one player that I'd want to own. He'd be up there. Cool. Jota or Greenwood? Jota. Is Antonio your vice captain pick? No. Salah is. Literally on screen. Jota and Ronaldo for -4. Yes. Yeah, I would be doing that. Sarr and Dennis and Benrahma, Antonio. This is true. I'm very reliant on a couple of teams. Then I've got double Liverpool, triple United, but it's true. But DCL will start. I think so, yeah. Have Benrahma on a wild card for this game. We can then switch to Sarr. I'd do that. Yeah, I think that's good. Oscar, I've replied, Jota. Is Jota better captain than Salah? Well, Salah doesn't tend to perform while Jota's on the pitch, but I think I'd still be captain. Is Greenwood injured? No. Greenwood's fine. Livramento, Jota and Ronaldo for -4. Yeah. Am I doing UCL fancy this season? I don't tend to play it. Enough stress of watching Chelsea. Thank you for subscribing, Ahmed. Thank you, Max. How are we doing? We're close to 12k. Yeah, we are pretty close. Hopefully by the end of next week, 80 subs away. So if any of you are not watching and not subscribed, I'm sure there's 8 of you in here not subscribed. Just going. help a boy out, will you? Best keeper for a wild card, I'd probably go Backman or Saar of Wolves. Probably be the two that I'd go with. Joel, drop your question in the comments. I'm not going to go. I don't have time to go and check on Twitter. Oh, you're asking about your team. You're not planning on playing your wild card soon. Then I'd go the Ronaldo Jota option with Cody in defence. Gaeta or Sanchez? Gaeta gets saves. Yeah, but I'd still go Sanchez. Brazilians are not banned. Would I ever consider Reguilon? Yeah, but not this week. Well, not at the moment. I still think I'm starting Dennis. I would be surprised if I change it. Fernandes, Ings, Simicast to Jota, Marcel, Ronaldo for -8. If you're going to be taking a -8 to do the Simicast move, I'd want to know. And again, with a few of you guys asking, if you don't plan on wildcarding in game week 7 or 8, then Jota. However, if you are taking that extra -4 and you're going to wildcard in 3 weeks' time, it gives you much less time to make up that extra 4-point hit. So if you're going to keep Jota for a long time, like 5-6 weeks, then Jota definitely for the extra -4. But if you're going to wildcard in 3 weeks' time, I'd probably go Saar. That's what I've done anyway. Anyway, Jota is the best of those cheap midfielder options. I'm probably going to end my stream there. I know there's 30 minutes to the deadline, but I don't tend to always do these. So I'm not wildcarding this week. Good luck in game week for everyone. We'll be back next week. Good luck all, and I will see you all very soon.